All right, let me close that, and we'll show you something else that's interesting about our virtual sets. I mentioned that each of these have the camera sources in our preset. Well, on preview, if I take Mix Effects 2, it then loads up all the presets for it for the special effects. And with this one preset here, I can do what's called a virtual zoom. So I have this animated zoom control here, and when I press the button, it will change the position. So I can press the number 2 and zoom it in, and I can press the number 1 and zoom it back out. When we're getting ready for the show open, we want it in the number 1 position. All right, so let me preset that music so that I can go up towards the end of it and get it ready for the show open. All right, so remember, I'm going to make sure that single play is off so that the video will play directly to the open next. But as soon as that open starts playing, I'm going to turn single play on and then get ready for camera 2. Now, what we typically do is we might start by playing the digital disc recorder here on program. But once we get close to the show open, we'll turn on this downstream keyer 4. So watch what happens if I do that. Let's say I'm on camera 2, but as soon as I turn on downstream keyer 4, it covers it with whichever is on digital disc recorder 1. It's basically that downstream key. And since this is number 4, it covers up everything that comes before it. With camera 2 selected here, I can no longer see it on preview, but I can see it in its own little monitor here. I can make sure I've got Mix Effects 2 selected on the preview bus, and I can check my zoom. And see it zooming in and out down here on the Mix Effects. I want to make sure it's zoomed out to start. And now let's see if I can get through the open that will take us into the anchors introducing the show. I'll go ahead and press play using my controller over here. I have camera 2 preset here. I'm ready to press the digital zoom going to the number 2 position. 3, 2, 1. Guess what mistake I made? I left single play on. I have to turn single play off, otherwise it won't go. All right, let's try that again. I'll take the music back a little bit, and now I will press play on DDR1 with single play off. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The open starts. What's going to happen is it's going to reveal camera 2 underneath. So I'll get ready for my zoom. Now, I forgot to turn single play on. Let's take that again. Because single play was not turned on while the open started, it went right into the pledge. Those are some of the mistakes you might make while you're learning how to do this process. Since I don't do this on a regular basis, I'm not used to it. So it's kind of the same learning experience. Let's go back to the open, or rather the countdown leading into the open. We'll make sure single play is off, and we'll go ahead and I will try this again. I've got camera 2 here. I have to make sure I have it zoomed out. And now I'll press play. All right, the show will be starting in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As soon as it goes to the open, I have to turn on single play, and I have to get ready to do my zoom with the number 2 position. And now I can do the zoom. And now you can see it didn't automatically go to the flag. I'll try this again and see if I can do it without any mistakes. So we'll go all the way back to here. Single play off, zoomed out. All right, let's see how the open will work. We'll press play on DDR. I did it with the mouse, but I could use this controller here. As soon as it goes into playing the open, I need to select single play. Now I'm going to get ready to do the virtual zoom. All right, now that it's there, I have to turn off downstream keyer 4 to make sure the DDR doesn't show up. Then I'm going to select the pledge. And over here, I'm going to leave single play on, but I'm going to turn on autoplay. So as soon as they say, please stand for the pledge, I can go ahead and turn it on here. It will cover over the anchors, and it will start playing the pledge video. And now I can decide which of the two cameras I'm going to for the first anchor. Let's say they're on camera 1. I'll punch that underneath. When they're done saying the pledge, I'll turn off downstream keyer 4. And now they start with the first announcement. Now, as they do the announcements, it's just a matter of switching back and forth between mix 1 and mix 3. And there we go to the other anchor. Now, something else that comes in that the video switcher is not in control of, but you do have control on whether or not we see it. And that's for adding what are called lower third graphics. So let me show you from the program open what will happen. Let's go back to DDR1. I will go back and reset to the show open, stop all playback here, turn off autoplay, turn off single play, select the countdown music, make sure my camera is zoomed out, so I'll go ahead and on preview have Mix Effects 2 to be able to control the virtual zoom. I'll zoom out camera 2. And now let's see if I can get the open all the way into the pledge up to the first anchor. Again, I press the playback key for DDR1. When it gets, I turn on downstream keyer, making sure that it's covering over camera 2. As soon as we get into the program opening music, I will turn on single play. Now I turn on single play. I get ready to do my virtual zoom. And I do the virtual zoom. I turn off downstream keyer 4, and then I turn on autoplay. And now as soon as they say, please stand for the pledge, I make sure that it's preset on the next one, and then I press the downstream keyer 4. And now the video starts playing. Now, here's what I need to do. I need to make sure that downstream keyer 4 is turned off as soon as I go to the first anchor. So let me do that right now. And we go, and thank you. So as soon as they show up, our graphics operator will go ahead and use their controller to show the lower third graphic. That's controlled by downstream keyer 1. If this is not on, we will not see it. So if this is turned off, we don't see the key. When it's turned on, we see it unless it's covered by another downstream keyer. So notice what happens if I take, let me turn off autoplay, but if I turn on downstream keyer 4, it covers it up, and I no longer see that lower third graphic. So it's important as soon as we get out of an effect from downstream keyer 4 that we turn it off so that we can reveal what's underneath it. All right, let me get that graphic off, and let's go on for the next step.